All right, we here with Dylan Skips, and we are in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. So we're gonna do a little interview, and I'm gonna ask Dylan some questions, how he formed his style, and get into it. We got some choppers in the air. I don't know if you can hear that. Dylan, when did you start jumping rope?
I started jumping rope. It's almost been a year, actually. I picked up a rope. I picked up a rope in maybe January of 2025 and didn't start actually using it until May of 2025. So since May 2025, I've been jumping and I've been skipping every single day, and consistency is key. Yeah.
What drew you to jump rope? What inspired you to pick up the rope to begin with?
I remember being a kid and seeing movies like Rocky and seeing them sort of do different things with a jump rope than I've ever seen, from like gym class. And I always thought that was cool, but it never really occurred to me to explore it until January of last year. I saw people doing freestyle jump rope and what they were able to do with the ropes, like throwing it and all these crazy tricks, and I just thought that looks so fucking fun and I want to try it. And yeah, that's how it got started.
So you would have started just jumping and doing the basic bounce, and it takes a little while to build those skills. But when you did, how did you develop your style, I guess?
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I think my style is informed by, one, it's this sort of cinematographer that lives inside of me where I wanted to film everything landscape so I could get as much of the background that I was shooting in, and then I would kind of go and crop it and let that follow me around. And so a lot of it has, I think, developed from this, like, I have to be moving and I want to like kind of move around and explore the scene that I'm in. And it just jump rope reminds me of back in my days where I used to go to the clubs and raves and just kind of get so lost in the music, and that's kind of what I get out of jump rope now. And so I think that's really where my style comes from.
Yeah, it's really an amazing element that you take up the space and you move around it, and you don't see that a lot in jump rope videos, and you perform quite an interesting flow. How long did it take you to develop that flow and style? I know obviously it's a progression, it's ever changing, but when did it click for you?
I think basically as soon as I learned the boxer step, because I would start filming myself and posting them on social media and kind of building my own little jump rope community. And then I wanted to kind of get cute with my videos and do a little bit of lip syncing and just kind of see how, because I know not everybody's into jump rope. It's a very niche thing, but my mission was to get, catch people's attention. And people who would maybe see a jump rope video and then just scroll, I wanted to get their attention. And so I just wanted to make videos that were fun and engaging. And
so, a big part of what we see in your videos is a lot of rhythm. And I wonder, do you play the music first, or do you just jump rope and then you add the music after? I think that's a big question for a lot of us.
I usually just play whatever I'm in the mood to play. And if you see me wearing headphones, I usually don't remember what I'm listening to when I'm editing it, unless sometimes I'll remember and I'll tell the camera, this is what I'm listening to now. But usually I have my portable speaker and I'll just play whatever I want to play. And then sometimes I'll use that song, but most of the times I do choose a song that is a little bit more popular. I think a reason why people like my videos is because they also really like the music selection and just, I think when people see a song that's nostalgic to them and just brings good feelings to them, that's a little hook that I like to sink in to grab people's attentions.
What's your favorite place to jump? There's a lot of places in Brooklyn, but I'd be curious to know, is it outside of New York? Is it in New York? What's your favorite?
Yeah, I feel like in New York, My favorite place to jump is a place that I haven't found yet. Like, it's like the next place, because it's like I'm always looking for like the next place to shoot, because I just don't want my videos to get stale. I don't want like I want to keep like people on their toes, like they don't know what to expect, and New York is just so rich and like exploring stuff. But like my favorite spot that I've shot at already is probably down when I go down to Memphis. I have access to this old sort of abandoned warehouse, and you get really cool light in there, and it's just like this kind of abandoned fortress. And I'm hopefully next time I'm down there, I can kind of build like myself a little set and get some like studio lights and do some cool stuff down there. But yeah, that's kind of like my favorite place right now.
Let's talk about, I don't know if people want to hear this, but let's talk about gear setup. What's your gear setup in terms of jump rope? And then we'll get into the photography setup.
Well, I use Swiss Skip. I've been basically using a Swiss Skip since I started jumping. There was like, the first month I was jumping, I just got like a cheap rope off of Amazon, and I learned a lot from that rope, but it snapped. Like, it just completely snapped in half after like a month of using it. And then I did like more research. I wanted to see like what all the professional, like the really good jump rope influencers were using. And I got a Swiss Skip rope, and I've never had a Swiss Skip rope break. I have like probably 10 different Swiss Skip ropes now, just because I like different colors. And but yeah, that's the rope I use. And let's see what else. I put grip tape on my handles because when I'm jumping outside in the summer, my hands get sweaty, and I just like to have a little bit of extra grip on them. I tie knots in my rope for size adjustments. And also, Josh Silver Asics brought up last time I was jumping with him that or maybe it was you, someone brought up that they think that the knots actually help with the momentum of the rope when you're doing your throws. And I think they're right.
Well, that's a hotly debated topic because I would contest that personally.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. I used to do knots. Now I don't do knots, and I still get the same throws.
Okay.
But one of our good friends is an amazing jumper, Tona, puts knots all throughout his rope. And
I think really what it is a shorter rope is smoother throws. Yeah.
I guess jump rope culture has kind of had an explosion with online, especially since the pandemic and everything. But I guess, do you see jump rope culture continuing to grow? And how do you see it growing in any particular way?
Well, that is my mission in life. No, I really do. I do hope it grows because it's such just an underestimated cardiovascular workout. But to me, it's not even about cardio anymore. It started out as cardio. It started out as me wanting to do more cardio, but now it's just like this. It's just like this free. It's like this escape. It's just like an escape from kind of daily life and just being able to. I think the freedom of movement and expression that you get in jump rope is something that I think is so powerful, and most people don't have access to unless you're like a dancer or like some sort of performer, roller skater, hula hooper. There's a lot of really cool people that do different things that are sort of adjacent that I follow on Instagram. But like any sort of exercise that gives you that freedom of expression through movement, I think is just so powerful. And I really hope that more and more people try it.
All right. If you could give one piece of advice to someone trying to develop their own unique flow and style, rather than mimicking someone else's, what would it be?
Just let it happen. I don't think you can like force a style or like say like this is kind of what I want. I think it happens organically, and I think that's what's so beautiful about jump rope, that everyone has their own sort of signature style that just develops organically, and it's almost like a handprint or like I don't think you can force your style. I think you being interested in a certain move set or like footwork, like that's going to inform your style, but that's also like what you're gravitated towards.
Great. Well, that was fantastic. I really enjoyed hanging out and talking to you about all this. We should do it again.
Thanks for having me. I'm like, why are people like going behind that shipping container?
What's happening behind this shipping container?
Right.
All right. Rapid fire. We're only going to do a few questions because I don't have a ton of rapid fires for you. Where do you get your haircut?
The barber down my street.
How many times a week do you jump rope?
Every day.
How many times a day do you jump rope?
7.
All right. One thing that always gets you in the zone, meaning what song gets you in the zone?
Classic house. Like early 90s through late 90s, like house. I think it has just the perfect BPM. It's not a lot going on with the vocals. It's just like, that really gets me sort of like vibing, you know?
All right. And what's the most underrated benefit of jump rope?
I think, honestly, I think it's the sort of, the like therapy of it, like the mental therapy of it. Yeah, totally.
Beautiful. All right. Dylan skips.